Corbin Carroll was just 3 for 23 to start the NLCS, and then he had the game of his life. In the top of the first, Carroll faces Ranger Suarez, down in the count 1-0. Suarez delivers a sinker down and in. It's not a bad pitch, it gets the ground ball that it's meant to get, but Carroll simply puts bat to ball and takes it right back up the middle, to the right of Bryson Stott. Stott, a terrific defender, makes a nice stop, but he's got no play and has to eat it. Carroll is just way too fast, and he uses that 99th percentile sprint speed for an infield hit. And that's what he's got to do. I mean, that's his game. On the 3-1 pitch, Carroll takes off as Gabby Moreno rockets one into right field at 106 miles per hour off the bat. Carroll pauses for a second at second base to make sure the ball gets down, and then it's off to the races. He's now put himself into the perfect position to score on this number off the bat of Christian Walker, who clearly knows a thing or two about speed himself.
Running for your life to stay out of that double play.
Carroll puts the D-backs ahead early 1-0 to quiet that Philly crowd. So let's fast forward to the third inning. Carroll is in a 1-1 count against Suarez. He's seen 4 pitches so far in the game, all 4 of them sinkers. Suarez tries to mix it up here but hangs this curveball that Carroll swats into left center field for his second hit of the night. And I want you to take a look at this swing, because earlier in the series, Carroll pulls this ball and it's a ground out to Harper or Stott. But here, not trying to do too much, Carroll inside outs the ball and uses the big part of the field to get on base. Now at first base, Carroll draws his first throw over. As the announcers mention, Carroll is jumpy at first base.
Has been hopping around, energized. He wants to go.
And versus the lefty.
Yeah.
He wants to go. And on a 2-0 count, he takes off as soon as he sees Suarez start to lift that right leg of his. But Suarez, one of the best in the game at holding runners, actually throws over to first base for the pickoff. Now you have to remember that Bryce Harper is the first baseman. While he's done an admirable job learning a new position on the fly, he's an outfielder by trade, and here he gets a little too much air on this throw. Stott goes up to get the ball and tags Carroll as quickly as he can. It's all fractions of a second, but clearly, amazingly, Carroll is safe. And you know, with Carroll's 99th percentile sprint speed and athleticism, you really shouldn't be that surprised that Carroll beats Harper's throw, even if it is a little offline. I think it's actually more impressive how he kept that front foot on the bag with Stott all over him. But you know, that's just how much of a star Corbin Carroll is. It's not just the off-the-charts tools, it's his sixth tool, his feel for the game, that really separates him. Believe it or not, this is actually Carroll's first stolen base of the series. I don't know, he just didn't seem right in the first 6 games. Maybe he was pressing a bit too much. But Corbin Carroll is at his best when he's showing off that 99th percentile sprint speed. In the 5th inning, Philly holds a 2-1 lead. There's a runner at second base with 2 outs, and Ranger has been dealing so far, as he tends to do in the postseason. But Corbin Carroll's got something to say about that. First pitch sinkers right down the middle, and Carroll fouls it off. He knows he missed one. Next pitch changeup misses badly in the dirt. Now this 1-1 pitch is a nice take by Carroll that earlier in the series he ain't taking. That's how you know he's locked in. The 2-1 pitch is another sinker from Suarez. It leaks out over the plate and Carroll's not missing this one. He scorches one right back up the middle to tie Game 7 at 2 apiece and knock Ranger Suarez out of the game. All 3 of Carroll's hits have been hit either to center or left center. He's not trying to do too much on pitches in the lower part of the zone, other than put the ball in play and let the rest take care of itself. In this at-bat, Carroll showcases both his incredible hit tool and raw, unheralded power, as the ball leaves his bat at 109.7 miles per hour, his second hardest batted ball of the postseason. And of course, Carroll also showcases his clutchness. And with the reliever Hoffman coming in, Carroll wastes no time. He uses his 99th percentile sprint speed to steal second base easily, this time the more traditional way. And of course, it's the most important stolen base of Carroll's young career so far. Just 2 pitches later, Gabby Moreno, who's becoming a star in his own right this postseason, shoots one into right field to give the D-backs the 3-2 lead. And just sit back and watch him go. That's real baseball, folks. That's why many of us fell in love with this beautiful game in the first place. Speed, clutch base hits, and your stars performing when it matters most. And then in the 7th, last but certainly not least, Carroll delivers the final nail in the coffin that is the Phillies' 2023 season. Facing the left-handed power arm of Jose Alvarado, Carroll swings and misses through 2 triple-digit heaters, clearly overpowered. So what does Carroll do in a 1-2 count? Well, he first fights off this nasty 100-mile-per-hour sinker down and in to stay alive. And then this next pitch from Alvarado is left a little higher in the zone. And Carroll just puts bat to ball, knowing the situation, knowing that he doesn't need a big swing, and knowing that with a runner on third and less than 2 outs, he needs to find a way to drive that run in by any means necessary. So he gets just enough lift on his ball to send it out to Castellanos in medium right field. Plenty deep enough to score Perdomo for a much-needed insurance run. 4-2, Arizona. Corbin Carroll's fingerprint is all over this game. He's now either scored or driven in each of the D-backs' 4 runs. Overall, Carroll went 3 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 2 runs batted in, and thanks to his 99th percentile sprint speed, 2 stolen bases as well. And fittingly, Corbin Carroll catches the final out to send Arizona to the World Series for the first time since 2001, when Carroll was barely 1 year old. The Diamondbacks are in the Fall Classic. They are the Cinderella team of all Cinderella teams, but more importantly, they have their 23-year-old face of the franchise, an absolute stud, Corbin Carroll, locked up for the rest of the decade.
We did it!
It's certainly a good time to be a D-backs fan. It was long overdue.